Hey guys, as you know me, I always try to make videos that are helpful to you, and often it's based on the comments you have on Facebook or on other social media. So today, that's one of the cases, because I've seen plenty of you recently asking about your application, the status. Mostly now, for some reason, the question is, I can see that my application has been approved, but I haven't been contacted by the embassy yet. What should I do? I've been in the process for 92 days already. The deadline is 90. What should I do? So I did other videos about that, what to do if your application has been taken too long. But I today will focus on checking the application status, because it's also very important to know where to do it, how to do it, also what it means when it shows different results, and also then what you should do if you know the result. So I'll go through everything now, and I'll explain. So first of all, whatever type of long-term visa or long-term residence permit you applied for, you can check it at this website. I'm not talking about short-term visas, Schengen visas, they have different systems, but for long-term options, frs.gov.cz. This might change a bit the layout and everything, because the ministry has been starting with a new version, and the upgraded version should be hopefully up soon, but this should still work. What is important when you go to this website, you just look for check the status of your application button, you click on it, and you get to a screen where you have to fill in the application number. And now I have to tell you that there are two types of application number. First is the standard MOI number. It starts with OAM, and usually get this number if you're applying for some extension or change of purpose of stay or whatever, but if you're applying in the Czech Republic. If you need to go to the Ministry of the Interior and apply there, in most cases you will get the number, application number starting with OAM, and that's the standard application number of the Ministry of the Interior. If you, on the other hand, apply through a Czech embassy for whatever, student visa, business visa, family reunification, employee card, doesn't matter, in most cases you will get this number. Both numbers look different. I see that I haven't written any examples down, so I will do it now, so bear with me. So let's say for this one, it can look something like this. So OAM 1215/DP 2023, which means that it was 1215th application of a long-term residence permit. DP is a dlouhodobý pobyt, long-term residence, submitted in 2023. You can have different letters here. It can be ZM for an employee card, or it can be DV for a long-term visa. So there are different types, but it always looks like this. And there is a field in the system where you can fill exactly this, and you will find out the status. ZOV looks differently, and that usually starts with the letters of the embassy where you applied for. So for example, let's say Brussels, that doesn't exist anymore. But if you applied in Brussels, it would be Brus in the beginning, then the year, then the month, and then the day, and then the number of the application on that day. So the ZOV number looks like this. It's longer, and it always starts with 4 letters describing the embassy where you applied for the visa or residence permit. Either way, whatever you have, you can check it online. It doesn't matter. You just need to put it in different fields and in different format, but it will get you to the same result. And now, what is the result and what you should do? Basically, there are 4 possible outcomes you can get. Number 1, not found. Not found means that either you made some mistake and something is not correct, so the application doesn't exist, or it means that no one started working on your application yet, that the application is not in the system yet. It should not happen with this number, because it's assigned directly by the Ministry of the Interior when you're submitting the application, so it should be active immediately, basically. But with this number, there can be delay of a couple of weeks in some cases, people haven't seen the application active for 3, 4, 5 weeks. And that can happen because if you apply at the embassy needs to physically send all your documents to the Czech Republic, then to the ministry, and then the ministry starts working on the application. So the delay there can be pretty significant sometimes. So if you have this number of application and you haven't seen, or your outcome of the check of the status is not found, doesn't really mean anything. It just means that they haven't started working on your application yet, which obviously is not good, but it doesn't mean that there's some problem or anything like that. So that's not found. Then the most common one which you get is in process. That means that the application is in process, there's nothing to do. It's not denied, it's not approved, it's just in process. You cannot really do much about that. And then you have the two outcomes which everyone is waiting for, either the approval, so approved, decided approved, or decided denied. And now what you should do with these statuses. It depends on where you applied. If you applied at the embassy, whatever you see online, you just need to wait. There is no other way because the only point of contact for you is the embassy, but the embassy does not make the decision. The decision is made by the Ministry of the Interior in the Czech Republic. So if you contact the embassy, they will tell you, wait, we don't know anything, we don't make the decision. So there is no other option for you than to wait. So if you were denied, you have to wait for the denial letter, and the embassy will send you the denial letter. If you were approved, you need to wait for the embassy to let you know when you can come pick up the visa. So you need to wait for the embassy anyway. If you're in the process, you need to wait just because you need to wait. And if it hasn't been found, that means that the application is not in the Czech Republic yet, so you need to wait. So at the embassy, you basically just always need to wait. If you applied at the Ministry of the Interior and you got the decision, then it depends on what is the outcome. If the outcome is in process, obviously you wait. The outcome of not found should not appear here, but if it does, let me know. I'll be happy to hear about that, but it should not, so nothing to do there. But then, if you were approved, you should act and actively contact the ministry and try to book the appointment for your biometrics or just for the visa sticker if you're doing just extension of your visa or whatever is the next steps, but you should actively contact the ministry yourself because they sometimes let you know that the application has been approved. Sometimes they call you, sometimes they send you a letter, but in most cases, there can be a pretty significant difference between when you see the outcome online and when you actually hear from the ministry. So in this case, you just act. If you were denied, then you wait because you, again, the same as here, you need to wait for the denial letter. You need to know what the reasons for the denial are. So you just need to wait for the ministry to send you a letter. On top of that, you also have time to prepare yourself. You have time to get a lawyer and you have time to see the application and think about what your steps will be. So it's even better not to be active and just give the ministry time because it gives time to you to get prepared for what is coming. And now the question which you also asked, what is the delay between what you see in the system or when you see in the system that you've been approved, denied, until someone lets you know? So here with the MOI, it can be forever. Sometimes they don't contact us at all. Sometimes they call us actively like, hey, your client has been approved, when he can or she can come to collect the residence permit or whatever. Sometimes that happens. But in most cases, I would say they don't call, don't send anything. So we need to be the ones actively reaching them and arranging the next steps. In here, there can be a delay of couple days, sometimes even couple weeks, because as mentioned, the embassy doesn't make the decision. They rely on the information given to them by the Ministry of the Interior. So if the Ministry of the Interior approves your application, then they need to do follow some procedures, and only after that they will contact the embassy saying, this person has been approved, the visa was granted for this amount of time, please call the person to pick up the visa. So the delay between when you see it in the system and when you hear from the embassy can be couple days, couple weeks, depends. Here, it can also be the other way around. Sometimes what happens is that the ministry called us trying to arrange a pickup appointment, for example, and in the system it still wasn't visible. But generally, this system works pretty well. There were a few bugs, especially in the beginning, that all applications seem to be denied or all applications seem to be approved, and there were a couple problems like that. But generally, it's pretty reliable. So yeah, what I was talking about, the delay. Yeah, so that's how it is. So guys, hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, ask in the comments or join the community. You will support me that a lot, and I'll also react faster to your comments, and I can shoot a video answer to your specific question. And if you need any help with any of your applications, of course, get in touch and we'll be happy to help you as well. Sleep well and see you again Monday, Thursday, until the end of the world. Goodbye.